I feel like I'm unwinding a story that isn't being told.
What is that story that's not being told that you've come to believe?
These peptides are healing, they are anti-inflammatory, and they are regenerative. They don't just cover up and mask the insulin resistance and the metabolic dysfunction that leads to type 2 diabetes. They actually heal it.
How do you know that?
I'm going to share with you a bombshell video of an interview that Dr. Tyna Moore did on the Diary of a CEO's podcast. Now, the whole length of the interview is 2 hours long, and I do encourage you to go over to Diary of a CEO's channel and watch the whole video. It is incredible, the information that she shares from her naturopathic practice, where she's seen countless cases of people who have experienced regenerative healing effects of GLP1s, and she shares about in her personal life, her family in 4 different cases have had incredible results from taking GLP1s. So the lie that these things are gonna hurt you and they're bad is gonna be broken. And this interview right here, you're gonna love this. Check this out.
Of all the case studies that you have in your mind, experience, and in your past, is there one that you are most proud of?
It was 2019. My mom kept telling me that she didn't feel good. Mom came to visit me at my house and she came out of the bathroom and she said, I can't hold my bowels. Like I can't, I'm so sick. She had Crohn's disease. They call it, colitis of the elderly, and people basically get it and die. And she was just rail thin and gray and all of her hair was falling out. And then in the last 9 months, I put her on Semaglutide.
Which is Ozempic.
And
Yeah.
she is phenomenal. All of her joint pain's gone. Her gut's completely regulated and normalized. Her cognition has improved significantly because through this process, she was starting to get low-grade dementia. And so when people come at me for talking about microdosing Ozempic, I will not back down because my mom is solid. She said, you put me on the semaglutide and all of the anxiety and stress just dropped away. And I was like, that's because it's calming to neuroinflammation, which is secondary to chronic gastrointestinal diseases. When the gut is inflamed, the brain's inflamed. Her color's back. She's filled in again. She's curvy again. She's eating normally. She's back.
You are your own case study.
I am.
Can you give me a view of the struggles you've been through in terms of your health?
So I always had stomach aches. Always. Since I was a child, always. And was hit with really severe anxiety. I didn't know what it was at the time. I went through a lot of chronic pain. I went through a lot of misery. I went through a lot of autoimmune issues. And then I got everything dialed in. I thought I had it handled. Nothing that I knew to do was working. And that is how I came to start studying GLP-1 agonists. I was researching anything that would calm neural inflammation. 2021, I was flat on my back on the couch. And I remember by the end of 2021 thinking, if this doesn't get better, I think I'm going to myself. Like I couldn't do it anymore. I broke out with psoriasis all over my scalp. This is psoriatic arthritis, which turns out to be one of the most painful musculoskeletal autoimmune conditions you can have. So I started myself at a tiny little dose. Within days, my brain cleared. I can't even explain it. Anxiety immediately dropped. A calmness took over me, which was so amazing. And within 2 weeks, my pain was down significantly. And slowly but surely, the destruction sort of fell away. So I quickly started putting people on it, and very similar responses. Everyone had a little bit of weight, fell right off, got back down to a good weight. Everybody just had these profound impacts. My daughter's skin, cystic acne. I mean, a decade of severe cystic acne to the point where she did not enjoy her teenage years and she was suicidal from it. I mean, just hiding behind her hair for years. I remember seeing her after 3 weeks on it. And I was like, your skin is porcelain. What happened? All of her PCOS symptoms reversed. My husband didn't want to drink anymore. The guy is a known alcoholic. He was like not interested in alcohol. His blood pressure regulated out. I mean, just all of these little things started happening. And I started seeing similar effects in my patients. And then at the same time, I was posting about it and talking about it on my podcast. And people were messaging me, telling me these profound stories. They were like, I went on it for weight loss, or I went on it for metabolic dysfunction or type 2 diabetes, but here's all the other things that started happening. And then people started telling me they were getting pregnant on it. And, when they had been infertile and gone through rounds of IVF that were not working, and just all of these amazing stories. And so, of course, I have to research that and do more information on that. And as this year's gone on, more and more studies have come out. And we're starting to see it. So many of the hypotheses I had about it are starting to show themselves in good clinical data, in good studies. I've seen it with my patients and I've seen it with myself.
Well, there you have it. Make sure you go and follow Dr. Tyna Moore and Diary of a CEO on YouTube. Now, if you enjoyed this and you want more content like this, feel free to share, like, and comment.